Race number 4, an interesting first starter lines up in this race in Blue Marlin, but it's a Class 4 over the 1200 metres. He's one of 2 newcomers to racing in Hong Kong. But the top 2, Imperial McGee and Classic Posh, are both on the class drop. The first starters, the 3 and the 4, Cosmo Navigator. Nice to be met, a better draw after running 4th on his debut. Emeritus Spexo. Zach Purton rode the 5. He's sticking with the 6. Brother comes across from Happy Valley. Rainbow has the tongue tie going on. And Fighting Star, a last start winner, Nick, just like Divine Era earlier in the card. He comes up from Class 5.
He does indeed. He's got a wide draw as well, so let's see where he lands on the speed map. Brother, though, the possible leader. Now, he has gone forward. He did go forward when winning 2 back. That was around Happy Valley, and he's drawn 7 here, so middle of the line. If he jumps cleanly, he should be able to put himself right on the front end. Nice to be met. Now, he's drawn a good gate. Matthew Poon's on. They might try and be a bit more prominent with him. Cosmo Navigator is one of the newcomers, has shown a little bit of pace, and Fighting Star, well, he went forward at a rate of knots last time in a lesser grade and managed to hold on, but he's drawn 11 this time in, Tom.
Yeah, so it's going to be tricky for Alexi Bedell, but Brother's got that early pace. You're right about Nice to be met. He should be closer. Cosmo Navigator's been a little bit scratchy in 1 or 2 trials coming out of the gates. Flying Gallop, but likely to be back, did little on the debut, and Imperial McGee. He'll be back as well with the crossover noseband going on for the first time.
Before we get back to the boys and their thoughts on this race, we're going to hear from the trainer of one of those first starters, Douglas White, on Blue Marlin.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He's very fractious, very nervous. I've taken a long time to get him to the races, but I do like the horse. We were doing some stall practice, and he injured his head, and it's taken a long time, but he's fully recovered, and he's appreciated the time off, and he's accepted all the pre-training that we've given him. Well, I'm not sure about handle that. Gate 12 is not the best draw for a first-timer, but he's had a good preparation, and fingers crossed.
There he is, Douglas White on Blue Marlin. We move on now to our replays, Nick, and we start with Nice to be Met, who ran 4th. He just peaked on his run halfway down the straight.
He did, and it might be a case of inexperience with him. I mean, this was his first start, and he travelled up well. He was well spec'd beforehand also, and look, I think the form book will show you that the race might just hold up as far as a form line, because Mighty Stride won it, and he's very smart. So look, it was a sound enough effort. He has just peaked late, Tom, but he certainly should have learnt plenty, I feel.
Yeah, he should have, and he's come up with a better barrier draw this week to work from, so that should be good for him. He was in a recent trial with Zach Purton on board. He was behind the speed there, and he closed off okay. So from a better barrier draw, you'd expect him to be handier, and he should have learnt a lot, as you mentioned.
And Zach is not riding, but he's going to ride this horse, Tom. Emeritus Spexo Racing's been his friend. He's just improved with it.
Yeah, I liked him last time out. He was 4th 2 back at Happy Valley. Zach rather got on board last time out there behind Compassion Super. Was beaten at 3.6, but kept on coming. You can see how far away he was there at the 300 metres. So one of these horses, Nick, of John size, that's been a bit of a slow burner, but he's improved with each and every start. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, he's the epitome of a size sort of, progressive horse, isn't he, really? And he's doing a good job. Smart leader coming through the same race. An 8-year-old, 0 from 14 in this grade. He might just find it a bit tough.
All right, we're going to pull out the trial file, Tom, of Rainbow, because you've spotted him.
Yeah, don't mind this horse now. He's coming out of the David Hayes barn of the Casper Founds stable. You can see him at the back there in the blue colours with the yellow stars. And he was off at 9 to 1 and 10 to 1 in his prior 2 runs. Wasn't beaten too far in a couple of those, and sort of made ground towards the inside. And like the way he finished off here in this recent barrier trial. Tongue tie goes on. He's dropped 38 pounds. And he's currently at over 20 to 1, so I thought maybe the stable change might help him. Yeah, Joe, he's shown a bit as well. He's shown enough for his former stable, so the drop in weight could be key, and the good barrier will help as well.
Okay, so that's a good push for Rainbow, so much so he's your on-top selection.
Yeah, so I'm going to put him on top in this race, number 9, Rainbow, with the stable change, tongue tie going on board, dropping in weight, and a good barrier trial. 6 goes in, that is Emeritus Spexo, probably the horse to beat. Nice to be met with a better barrier draw this week. And Cosmo Navigator, trialled up in New Zealand, did win that trial as Dam. She was Group 1 placed as a 2-year-old, and trial wasn't too bad, I thought, coming into with us. He's had 3 in total, £1,100. 9, 6, 5 and 4.
6 on top for me here. A America Spexo, the one going on top of the numbers set in race 4. He's racing very well. He's racing towards a win, and I think Tuesday could be his time. So he'll go on top over Nice to Be Met, who I think will improve for that initial run. E Rainbow goes in as well. I think there's a bit there with him, and the change of stable, the drop in weight are all decent factors. And Blue Marlin in for 4th place. He clearly is a horse of ability. Hasn't been the easiest, but I think he can run well on debut. 6, 5, 9 and 3.
He's pretty short early, A America Spexo. He's the 2.2 favourite for race number 4.